You smell what the Rock is cooking.
Acknowledge me.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
We are bad to the bone. Get it? Bad to the bone.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'll fight anybody. Who do you want? Just let me fight him.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross.
Mega powers, yeah.
We got it for you.
We are the best of the best.
Woo! Wheeling dealing. Smart marks.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Talk 'em in the Building. Another quick hit, something we're going to talk about quickly about a current promo. You know, we like to go back, talk about the old interviews, talk about the old stuff from old WCW, NWA, TNA, AEW, wherever, but not today. Today we're going to talk about something current. I'm here. Let me give my shout outs over to Adrian. How's it going, bro?
I'm doing good.
And then throwing it to the West Coast. And then throwing it over to the West Coast out of lead. How you feeling out there in LA?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the season. I'm excited about this promo. Let's get it.
All right, cool. So let's just jump right in because, you know, this is the quick hit. This is not the full episode, but here's the key. We do want y'all to go check out some of these full episodes. Check out the archives. Check out the new things we got coming up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. We appreciate every single one of y'all. So
Definitely.
Today, we're going to look at the one from Raw just the other night from Atlanta, our hometown, where Bad Street, USA is located, home of the Freebirds. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes from State Farm Arena. Let's jump right into it.
The bad news is that somebody is people, your friends stabbing you in the back. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, and I'll see you in the main event of WrestleMania.
You telling me that? Allow me to share something with you. When I first came, you, right? We were the only ones wanting to learn arm drags and head scissors from Greg Gagne. You were the man, chick magnet, CM Punk. Everybody wanted all up. Cashed in, became world heavyweight champion, and I followed soon after on the roster with you, and I was chasing you. And then there's a whole 10-year period, where you sat at home, you sat on your couch, we were in the your name, you were still the man, and we were chasing you. But that doesn't, because your prediction, one thing you certainly were wrong about. Our dynamic, you and I, this relationship, it's I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me.
All right.
And friend, I want you to know, I hope you win the Royal Rumble. I do. I hope it's you, because I want you to catch up.
Come back here. I wasn't finished. A lot of men have said that they hope it's me that catches them, but there's a graveyard full of careers that wanted me to catch them right up until I did.
I wasn't done. Oh, I wasn't done. I want you to catch up. I want you to win the Royal Rumble, and I hope it's you, because I want to see the look on your face when you find out that the best in the world isn't the best in the world anymore.
Here we go.
All right. So
Another MVP performance, man.
all right. So Adrian, since you kind of chimed in, come to you first. What was your reaction in what you heard there?
Well, my reaction was, at first I thought it was kind of weird, because if y'all remember the way that it started, Cody had just finished getting beat up, and it seemed like he was going to cut a standard at the end of the show, cameras are off. I'm talking to the crowd, hometown hero, babyface promo. And that's the way it was starting. But then Punk comes out. And when Punk comes out, you think, okay, this is going to be a standard promo. But then something switches where it seems like it's a little real. And that's what stood out to me. Because once Punk asked, like, are you okay? And Cody's demeanor goes from the babyface hometown hero, send y'all home happy promo completely down to a more kind of disheveled, just tired Cody Rhodes that we haven't seen. We haven't quite seen that person. So it was that level of realness. The whole, are you my, yes, I'm your friend. Or that was, that it was, once you're talking, okay, this is kind of real. And then you hear that, it's one of those, it was emotional. Yeah, that's what I can say. It was emotional. Then it got back to business. Two professionals. That's my feelings on it.
Nice. Lead, what do you think about the promo?
I'm laughing because what Adrian said just kind of made me think about this as two coworkers and how two workers, they can be passively aggressively professional. It's like,
yes,
let me have a conversation with you because I disagree with you. And here's Punk, who's clearly a threat. And let's call it what it is. Here's someone in Cody that has been, he's made his name in WWE. He was presented a star from the first appearance at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, but really reached that level of notoriety at another company, right? Which is not unheard of. We've seen it happen time and time again. And here's Punk, who once again did not make his wrestling return until he came back at another company. And here they are, effectively, I dare say, almost main eventing a Mania, right? Because that's the shot that's called. What strikes out to me was this idea of not who's better, but this idea of a chase. They both acknowledge, they put each other over and say, we're both at the top of the game. Nobody is on our tier, nobody is on our level. It's just a matter of who's chasing who. Who's the aggressor here? And it's this battle of wits, whereas typically Punk being that, chip on my shoulder, I'm the one that you're coming after because I've been the top dog, even though I've been away for 10 years or what have you. And Cody switches it, right? To Adrian's point, it's this dejected feeling. It's this, it's a different Cody. It's this Cody that's tired of, the crown wears heavy, right? And this is it. This is him defending his crown because up until then, who has really been a legitimate threat out as soon after he won it against Reigns? It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think what jumped out to me is that, to your point, Cody's demeanor, it kind of became like he had this now what attitude. Like, I just had this little situation. Now let me cut this promo. Now what? And then what you don't see on that one is right after that, Carmelo comes out and it's like another now what to send everybody home happy. I don't know if you guys saw that. But what struck me in this promo is a couple of things. One, earlier in the night we had Seth Rollins and we've had CM Punk. We know people love Seth. They love to sing his song. But when CM Punk comes out, they're kind of like, we're going to chant CM Punk's name. So it's not, I say 50-50, but really people kind of side towards CM Punk when him and Seth Rollins are going at it. Fast forward to this promo, you don't see that. You don't see them when I was like, when Cody said people chanted your name, they didn't chant his name. Everybody else has said that. Every single person, face, heel, whoever, the whole crowd erupts CM Punk. They don't do that. This crowd stayed quiet. There was no yelling. There was no raising of the voice. It was very Jake the Snake-ish, like just kind of real monotone, two dudes talking, and the fans are not going crazy in a good way. Like they're not crapping on it, but they're there. they're with him the entire
They're
time.
locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're locked in, man.
13,000
Yeah.
people are locked in. Not yelling what, not yelling yeet, not yelling nothing else, not yelling a name, doing anything. And if you ever watch, it's still
Right.
that, ooh, we don't like it when you talk bad about Cody. There's still that little level of stuff that people do. But when Cody said that at the end, they did get a little bit of he got a reaction. Because, yeah, but I was like, this could be a way of gauging that audience. How is it going to fall? And that's in, still Cody's hometown, but still, let's gauge that audience. But man, I thought this promo was very, very different. It wasn't the insults and it wasn't still had that blurred line. He goes back to OVW. He talks about that, and I was chasing you. But the other thing I loved about this promo, that I was like, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please resist it. They did not reference AEW. Not directly did they ever reference it. They never referenced, hey, we were in somewhere else or anything like that. They stayed away from that. And I think that was done intentionally. But I love this promo. I thought it was great. And it got me more excited for the Rumble.
So I'm gonna throw a question for both of y'all here, because Greg kind of made me unlock this. But has there ever been a moment in kind of maybe the last 20 years where we've had this string of consequential promos that don't insult your intelligence? And let's call it a spade a spade. This is a locked in shot. This is pure dialogue. This is pure storytelling. There's not one punch thrown, to Greg's point. There's not one aggression. I mean, it's the hand, the movement, but you see it on TV. You see that in like any kind of movie and whatnot. I can't think of a time where all these stories are interconnected, where all the players, even the periphery players, are as important as anybody else. This is an ensemble. This should be nominated at some point, right? Of course, wrestling will never get to do in that sense.
They're pushing for.
But I mean, come on, it's I hate to use that word because I hate seeing it online, but it's cinematic. Ooh, cinematic, right? But I don't think I've ever been this less insulted as a wrestling fan that it makes that I know other people who are watching that never really cared, never really gave it a passing thought. And anytime that somebody, because I'm the wrestling guy in my circles and stuff, right? I tell them, hey, if you're left, this is the time to get in.
Definitely.
Because you don't need to know much about the story. Just watch an episode. You're gonna need to. You'll have everything you need to know, because these are legitimate performers, right? Call it acting skills, call it promo skills. We focused on the promo here, obviously, but we said it ourselves. We're lifelong wrestling fans, and we're locked in. That audience is full of wrestling fans, and you could hear a pin drop. There's nobody's chanting. There's nobody doing it. It's we're here because these guys are at the top of their game. These are certified Hall of Famers, and we're seeing history in action. That's what I'm noticing here.
Adrian, what do you think?
For sure. Well, it's just really one of those moments, and I hate to dump on AEW. I really do. But you gotta think about how Tony felt while that promo was going on, knowing that he had both of these guys, knowing that he agreed to put Cody in a position booking wise where he would never see the world championship. And then you bring in this guy out of retirement, damn near a decade, a highly motivated, salty, extra salty CM Punk to your company, and you're not able to recreate this or create this. Like, you should have been the one to do this years ago. But all that aside, it's just one of those promos where at first I thought that it was going a little long. I'll be honest with y'all. If I were to throw in any kind of critique, because we're gonna break these things down and be honest about it. I did think it was going a little long, but they kept reeling me in. It was like they were teasing me, teasing. It's going a little long. Then they throw out a little something to make me go, oh, okay. Let me pay attention more. Let me stay locked in with it. It was just a masterful performance by both of them. And I just love how Punk brought up the fact that he's not just talking to be talking. He's low key giving Cody advice by saying, hey, the feeling that you have, I know that feeling when I was champion for 434 days. I know that feeling. I know the feeling of having a target on my back. I know that feeling of you have friends, but everyone wants a shot at you. I know that feeling. And then he flips it to tell him, I'm your friend, but you better believe I'm not going to stab you in the back. I'm going to stab you in the front because I'm taking your championship. And I was like, perfect.
The other thing about this, and this from a production standpoint, when I'm watching it, I didn't feel like we were supposed to be seeing it the way they shot it. Because they went through the whole show. The show was over. They even put up the whole Georgia logo of like, "Hey, shot in Georgia."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we have Cody doing a promo. I'm like, "Wait, what?" Because I watched the replay. So as I'm watching the replay, I started to turn it off. But I'm looking, I see, like, well, there's time to go. And I'm like, wait, what happened?
Right.
And I felt like we weren't supposed to be seeing it. And I think there was another part there that I'm like, whoa, this is cool how they just did that. Because Cole didn't talk.
Right.
McAfee didn't talk. There was none of that. There was none of anything. I thought that was genius as well.
That's a
So,
good point.
If I can kind of jump in on that. Oh, sorry, Derek.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, jumping in on that. That's the Triple H signature now, right? That's how he debuted Punk, right? It's this playing with expectation, playing with structure, playing with, the format of the show. Look, we're dealing with 2.5 hour Raws that we're like, wait, that was it? Like, it's 2 hours and 36 minutes. Where's the rest of it? And that end, classic Triple H. I'm going to show you the closing credits, and then here's this extra bit. And you're right. This went a little further because we're reaching a point where WWE fans, wrestling fans that watch WWE, already have a set expectation. This is how the show is supposed to go.
Right.
Historically, not in the last year, not in the last 30 years, this is the format. And now we're reaching a maturity level in pro wrestling, at least now with Triple H under the command, that he's comfortable playing with that format. He's comfortable with breaking convention, right? Because he got us hook, line, and sinker. We're like, whoa, what? I thought it was done. Like, is this? Are we watching the secret feed, or did they leave it on sometimes? And that's really cool because, again, I'm going to stand by this. It's less insulting to your intelligence. And as a wrestling fan, this is the most fun I've had in a very long time.
It's like a Marvel post-credit scene.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a Marvel post-credit scene, but also let's go to the very beginning of the show, just from a production standpoint, to speak to what you're talking about, Adeline. There was such a formula under Kevin Dunn. Let's call it what it was. It was very much a formula. And hey, he changed the games. This is not a knock on him. I think we got to a point where you just needed new blood. When they're arriving to the arena, nobody arrived the same spot. They walked in every single area of that freaking State Farm
observation.
They came down one where the Hawks were. They came down one where all the concert posters were. They came down one that was just a general hallway. Somebody else came. I mean, it was like, whoa, they're coming in from all over the place. And it's just that little piece. And it was cool because I'm watching it. And Melissa goes, wait, they're in Atlanta? That's the Hawks logo. I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's cool. They just talked, because they did a little promo right in front of the Hawks logo. And it's kind of like these little things, all these little nuances that were just really cool.
I have a question for you guys. So thinking about the Rumble, because this is all setting up the Rumble and a Rumble match and, a future thought. Do Punk and Cody become enemies number one at the Rumble and anywhere else? Because obviously he has the Owens match and all these other pieces of business.
I think we tease it. I think what we're going to see under this whole new regime is storylines that can go like it's not just I'm locked in this way. It doesn't just have to be Cody and we've already seen it this past year. We had Seth and CM Punk, but then Punk
Mhm.
and Rollins. I'm sorry, Punk and Drew, but Drew and Seth. They were kind of like
Right.
triangles.
They all dovetail into each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Right.
And then think about what we're doing with Sammy. Sammy's over here, and then Sammy's over
Mhm.
here. Sammy's still got the thing with Roman, but he's not really interacting with Roman. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
all these little pieces that I'm like, man, it's just all these little things, and it's
That's
real
so
life.
cool.
If you think
That's so
about it,
cool
that's how
too.
life is,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know. So I think that's where we end up. I mean, I think we'll tease it and see how it is, and I think they'll wait to see how the crowd reacts.
Yeah, it's bound to
Yeah.
happen because
Yeah.
it's such a big match, and like Cody is the babyface,
Right.
like it or not, and Punk's best work is as a heel, so
Oh
it
yeah.
makes perfect sense for
And we have yet to see it
correct.
in this modern incarnation.
And
Yep.
I am kind of curious to see if Punk can become a heel, though.
You
And
don't
what I
think so?
mean is,
You
has
think
he
so?
crossed that line where people will accept him as a heel? Like
Mm,
Rollins is still in that part where he can go both ways. Owens is still in that place where he can go both ways.
mm,
Drew can go both. But has Punk insinuated to a level that no, we're going kind of like where Flair got to a point where he just couldn't be a heel. It just
mhm,
is what it is.
It's just a
Like, nope.
cool heel. Yeah.
I mean, like right now, we always wanted Cena to turn heel. If he turned heel now, nobody's taking it. They're just gonna
no.
be like, nope, we're just not.
No.
He's our baby
Right.
face, and this is what he's gonna be. I'm curious to know, can Punk do that? Not from an ability standpoint. Like I think he has
Mhm.
the ability to do it, but will the people accept it? I don't
Well,
know.
Oh yeah.
yeah, right.
I can
That's
see
true.
that. Yeah.
Good point.
All right, so we got to rank it, and then I have one more question after that. So, for anybody who's this your first time watching this, we rank the promos on one of the greatest talkers of all time, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. So we got to give it 1 through 5 Dusties. Out of lead, how do you rank it? 1 through 5 Dusties. How many you give it?
Oh man. So as I was watching it, Adrian did unlock that idea that like as I was watching, I was like, oh man, it's losing steam. Like it was like they almost got too serious, like
Mm,
too little low energy that I was like, oh, is this the way they wanted it to go? And then clearly by design it was.
Hmm.
Um man, I'm giving a lot of fives lately or fours and fives, but I gotta get a five, man. I
Nice.
mean, I just basically made this a staple of this generation. I mean, effectively, Cody's representing the roster of the generation that came up, right?
mm,
And he's saying, "We're chasing you or indirectly, or you're chasing me." I'm really excited for this. I'm excited what happens at the Rumble. I'm excited to see where they go with Cody because again, he needs some legitimate threats. That's the best
Hmm.
babyface, right?
Hmm.
Um, but I had to give it a five just because, again, it felt so like just a conversation between professionals who respect each other, number one, but two, want to hold on to that prize, right? Everything they said can be true behind the scenes. There's only one top dog in the game, right? You can say there's the World Heavyweight Championship. So let's be real. Cody's title, that's the number one. Come on.
Right.
hmm
Good point, man. I'm gonna give it 4.5, and I'm only taking away that little portion, that little half of a Dusty because of the timing.
mm.
Um,
Fair.
I although it was refreshing, I will give them credit. It was refreshing to be taken on a ride. That last segment was a ride. It went
Mm-hmm.
from, oh, we're about to get a babyface promo to this emotional standpoint to now we go from worrying about whether Cody and KO are gonna clash, and I mean, how are they gonna resolve their issue? To now, even fantasy booking in your head, how is
Yeah.
Punk gonna face Cody? Is it just a straight line Royal Rumble, or are they gonna, they're gonna dance with us more in some form or
Mm-hmm.
fashion?
It,
How is this going to happen? How
Yeah.
is this combination going to happen? Because I'm all for it. They've done a great job in this Rumble in particular
mhm.
about all the possibilities of potential winners
Right.
and all of that stuff. It hasn't nearly been as formulaic as years past. So bravo
They're
to
not
those
playing it
guys.
safe, right?
Right.
That's the cool thing.
4.5.
Nice.
Yes.
So for myself, I'm not trying to split it, but I am. It's hard for me to give anything a 5, but this to me, the pacing was a little bit off for me, and I'm trying to go with it from my initial reaction, not me looking back at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So initial reaction, I'm like, I don't know where we're going. I thought it was kind of awkward in the beginning. So I'm going 4.75 Dusties. I'm going. I wasn't trying to split y'all, but I was like, can't give it quite 5 because of my feel. Like I said, I'm going off my feelings at the time. And like he says, "Oh, my friend," and I'm like, "Huh?" It's
That
like,
was
what?
funny.
That
I
was
was like, what?
And it was kind of like weird in the beginning, but it was like, as you look back at it, it was cool. But yeah, I'm going right there in the middle of you guys, 4.75. But man, I look forward to see with where we're going at next. So,
Definitely.
Adrian, you kind of touched on it. So we got to do one more thing. We know this Saturday
Mm-hmm.
is Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a lot of things being thread through this whole show, whether it was Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Sammy talking about the Rumble, not being on the level. We saw Jay in the beginning talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we end up with Punk talking about it. Where I go out of lead, I'm gonna come to you first.
Okay.
Rumble prediction. Where do you go?
And all right, I'm gonna give you a couple. So this is my dark horse or my workhorse. I'm gonna call them both. This is a person that I foresee having a big impact on the Rumble solely because we just talked about it right now. All these interconnected storylines, right? The Rumble's always cool because it's almost like it's mini matches linked together, right? Mini storylines that advance and don't end here. They're gonna have their payoff. Sami Zayn has had a finger in everything.
Mm.
The tribal chief, the bloodline, Kevin Owens. There's that history there, being tag champs at a Mania. There's all these places where he can be a real great babyface or really just screw someone over. He's one that I'm seeing to make a big impact. Maybe not win it, but certainly to make a big impact. Same for a Drew McIntyre. I feel like he's been getting lost in the fold. He's getting screen time and whatnot. And I think he deserves his due. Really, I mean, if I'm being clearly honest with you, I'm gonna throw one that maybe is gonna be obvious, but maybe I might hear from the listeners and anybody listening right now, you're gonna disagree with this one. I'm gonna go Cena. I'm gonna go Cena to win. I don't know if they're gonna pay it off. I don't know if it's gonna do the screwy finish or something. Here you have a man in this last year of professional wrestling at the bound to be the greatest WrestleMania of all time, as hard as that is to believe. I have a feeling it's going to be better than last year. Why not give this man his last title shot at a Mania? Why not?
I feel that. I have another booking for Cena that maybe we could talk about another episode, but I feel that. Iron Man. Iron Man for me is going to be Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is going to be your number one entrant, and he's going to last the longest in the Rumble. The people are behind him. He just finished having a wonderful match with Gunther, and he's got to get his get back with Gunther somehow. So I don't think he wins the Rumble. I'm still going with Punk to win the Rumble because I honestly, truly believe if Punk didn't get hurt last year, he would have won that Rumble. That's just my opinion. And I think Cody would have won Elimination Chamber. That was just going in my head. But as soon as Punk got hurt, it was over. Notice with this promo, and we didn't even talk about this, last year, around the same exact time, those two had like a promo. It was somewhat similar in the sense of, you took care of me and all of that. And Cody or Punk had so much respect for Dusty, so he knew to take care of his son. And who were the last two in last year's Rumble? Those two.
That's right.
So with that being said, Punk is going to win the Rumble. That's my pick.
Interesting. I love the fact we have no idea.
No, yeah.
I mean, like, it's like in the past, right? And this is one of the things I've always griped about the Rumble. I didn't like the fact that the Rumble winner would get the title shot because it was so predictable to me, year after year after year, and it was just kind of like the Rumble's a fun match, But I got to the point where like I don't really care to see the winner get it because
Mhm.
we already know Santino wasn't going to get it. We already
Right.
knew that. Hey,
It was always just one or two guys.
right.
Right.
When
was always
Diesel
one or
showed
two.
up, he wasn't going to win it. It was just
Right.
kind of like, okay, that was fun. Let's go, let's go, let's
Mm.
go. And you already knew. Now this year, I don't know. It could be Drew. It could be
Yeah.
Punk. It could be Uso. It could be Sammy. It could be Kevin.
Mhm.
It could be at this point. It could be Penta. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude. It could truly be so many different people. But there's a part of me that thinks this is gonna sound really. It's my dark horse, but I can see it happening.
Mhm.
I can see Uso winning it.
Jay.
I can see
Wow.
Jey Uso winning it,
Okay.
but I do not think for one moment Gunther is the champion at Mania.
That's fair.
I do not think
That's
he's
fair.
champion. I think there will be a
can see
Goldberg
that.
versus Gunther match at Mania without the belt, and I'm okay with
Good
that.
call.
Let
Yep.
it exist by itself without the belt. They don't need it. And I think
Right.
Goldberg, except for the fact he didn't show up the other night in Georgia, but beyond that, Goldberg, Gunther,
They may have saved him
Goldberg,
for this weekend.
yeah, somehow, some way cost him that belt.
Mm.
And I can see Uso come in and win it. But if that happens, then I see Cody losing somehow. So I don't know. I just don't
Mm.
see both of them having both belts being a face.
Mm.
But yeah, I kind of would like to see it, to be honest with you. I do not want it to be Sammy. Honestly, and y'all tweet me. I don't care, whatever. Sammy does not deserve the belt. I would not put that belt on Sammy for nothing in the world. Ain't no way I'm putting Sammy on ESPN. I can't send him to Game Day. I can't send him to Good Morning America because the man don't know how to shut up. If you watch him in one of these press conferences, he don't know
Yeah,
how
he
to
gets
talk.
nervous. Yeah,
He gets so nervous and he goes
Yeah.
on these tangents.
Yeah.
In the ring, great. In the little promos in his boxes, great. I just couldn't put that belt on him. But
I feel that.
it's just I can't
Man,
do
you're
it.
booking the territory, Greg. Oh my gosh. You're hitting it hard.
But I think Sammy's gonna have some other stuff going on with the bloodline. I think there's a huge piece over there that I think that kind of takes a lot of the bloodline out of it. And I love the fact that they've kept Jay over here. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
they did the Survivor Series and got him right back out of it. I'm like, thank you. And that dude, these entrances he's had recently, I think the fans, it's almost like Kofi Mania to
Man.
me. It's like
They're getting behind him.
they're just gonna lift that dude up. So I would kind of like to see him win it.
Just like
I
Daddy.
like it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys for joining today. I know this was a quick one, a quick hit for a recent promo. Can't wait to see the Rumble this weekend. Thank you guys for watching. For Out of Lead, for Adrian, this is Talking Into the Building. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you're always wondering, intothebuilding.com. That'll take you right here to the YouTube page. So check us out each and every week. And until next time, later, y'all. Peace.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.